us. But you haven't heard my next question.
Maybe we should say that.
Hold on. I'm going to wait for the question for just a second because I want to talk about self-promoting. I get a lot of music that comes across my desk, and now it comes virtually through the internet. I mean, it comes in hard copy through CDs. There's different ways that people deliver our music. In fact, I got an envelope from a band who had a kid's crayon drawing on the back of the package, and it said, "Please play my record so that I can support my kid and send him to a real school for art." And because it was a terrible drawing on the back, but it got my attention, though.
That's brilliant.
And and there's hundreds of people out there that are trying to get noticed. And I think the comment that you made, and it's something you hit on, is very important, and that is that you've got to be great self-promoters.
You really
and there's so many ways that as an artist you can be very creative with promoting your band, and even when we were starting out, we didn't even have the benefits or the luxury of the internet. It was still relatively new.
We did, but we didn't really know what the hell to do with
it.
And
it wasn't as advanced.
And YouTube wasn't around, and especially in the very beginning, there wasn't MySpace. There was maybe. We had a little site and everything, but we started that up, and as soon as all that stuff started happening, it was very helpful. And now it's more helpful, for us to, there's Twitter and there's Facebook, and everybody can talk to each other. There are ways to be very accessible, and even at the example that you gave is brilliant because you won't ever forget that, and no matter who you want to make an impression. And again, a lot of the stuff that we did. Maybe it wasn't the best impression in the world, or they're like, what the hell is this girl in this wedding dress carrying roses and then handing me a CD that, we were at this conference around Valentine's Day. It was over Valentine's Day one year, and we made up a bunch of stickers and all this stuff that people could actually hand out to each other, but it was, from Halestorm. So there's little things you can do with that too. Christmas is always a blast. Always do stuff for holidays, and we focus, and then even now, we focus a lot of our products and everything is you want to make sure that there's something that actually people can use. It's not just, it's not just a CD. It's not just a, an MP3. It's not just this. It's not, have something that is entertaining so that people will actually, hey, here's a bottle opener. It's like we drink a lot. There you go. We use this, so. Even little stuff like that.
It never ends. We still, and we are a bit of an exception on the national scene with all the bands we tour with. But as long as a venue allows us to, we go out usually before and after every show to meet as many people as we can. And a lot of times, they won't let us, or it gets weird, and there's certain ethical things you got to follow with the other. Don't do all the other bands are on stage and stuff, but. We still are promoting, daily and busting our butt every day to try to meet everybody that we absolutely can and do anything for press or radio. And that was one thing Brent from Shinedown, he said, he's like, just don't say no. Like you were saying, don't just say yes. It's like it's not going to hurt you. Just say yes.
It really won't. And another thing as far as creating fans. Fan base is so important. Word of mouth is still so important. Even beyond anything else, it's people talk, and if you're good, they're going to talk to more friends. And we were just in Nashville, and we met some people in the hotel lobby, and some Air Force guys, and their kids knew who we were, and we talked to them on the phone, and then somebody else kind of noticed. They're like, oh, maybe I should tell my kids about this because their kids like it, kind of thing. So. You're still making fans one fan at a time, one handshake at a time.
Especially now more than ever, you really have to work really hard.
Yeah, twice as hard for a quarter of the amount.
And it has to be nonstop, and that's another reason why you have to really love it. If you're going to put that much work into it, you have to really, really love what you're doing.
Real quick, Lizzie, tell them the story in Japan about crossing the line.
Oh, yes.
Great story.
Well, I don't know how many people have ever been to Japan, but this is our first time. It was our first time in Japan, and it's such an amazing culture, but it's very different than it is here. Like, for those of you who know what it's like to get up on stage and do a show, there's no house music whatsoever before a show, and nobody's talking. This is it translated to the Super Arena in Tokyo, right? So this is a huge arena that we're playing. And, you know, Ozzy is headlining, and so, like, you think that's, you know, everybody's going to be mingling and drinking and partying, and this is a rock show. Absolutely silent. And
10,000 people.
10,000
in between
people.
bands.
Pin drop.
And so we're like, I don't know, guys, because like then the bands would get on and they would go nuts. But then as soon as that was done, everyone's like, okay, what's the and if you're speaking on stage, they're intently listening. And so one of the roadies was saying, well, yeah, we could literally put down a piece of tape, you know, on the floor, no barricade, and say that says "Do not cross," and they would not cross it. They're a very polite culture. So we decide we're in a meet and greet, and there's only like 20 people allowed in the meet and greet with wristbands, and on the edge of this meet and greet, there's all these people that are just waving and saying hi, and
again with the whole just say yes thing.
Yeah. So then we have the idea, we're like, hey guys, you know, everyone's so polite here. We should just go out there and say hi to everybody, you know? No, sure. Why not? Sure. So we realized that where there are rules, they abide by them. But in the no rule zone, oh my God, it was like Beatlemania. They were like grabbing RJ's arm, and the security guards are like, we don't know Japanese, but they were just, I'm sure they were swearing. And just pull us back. We had to get, you know, it was like, it's not like we're Hanson, you know. And
Don't know this and don't know that.
don't know this and don't know that. Yeah. And they shoved us into an elevator, and they're like, take them down. And so we went down, we're like, I'm sorry. We thought that, you know.
That was such a cool experience.
But so, yeah, I mean, one of the most amazing things about this business is that, like, you get to experience all of these new things, and there's something to be said about that, and there's something to, you know, fight for your band and fight to do whatever you need to do in order to experience all of this, because it really is the best job in the world, and it should be first and foremost, is that I love it and I want to experience everything.